brownies, here we go. Here we go, brownies, here we go. Here we go, brownies, here we go. Here we go, here we go. Here we go, brownies, here we go. Here we go, brownies, here we go. Here we go, brownies, here we go. Here we go, here we go. Cleveland is the city and town, orange and brown. You know what's going down, we reppin' that dog pound. Fans going crazy, dogs want a bone. Offense headed straight to the end zone. Ground game, pound game, this is our season. Now we need to stop. Let's go defense, special team, running back 6 for the score. Extra point good and the whole crowd roar. Here we go, brownies, here we go. Here we go, brownies, here we go. Here we go, brownies, here we go. Here we go.
What's up and what's good? Good afternoon and welcome after a break. Happy New Year, everybody, and welcome to All About Sports 216 Cleveland Browns pregame show with me and my partner in crime, Ed from Columbus. He's up here chilling. I'm glad he's back because, hey, I ain't gonna lie. It's one thing when you do it with a person, but it's another thing when you do it by yourself. It's a whole nother thing. Welcome back, though. New Year.
Happy New Year, Keith. Happy New Year to everybody out there watching All About Sports 216 Cleveland Browns pregame today. Finally, Keith, the season comes to a disappointing end in a familiar place, M&T Bank Stadium in Baltimore. And one thing I think that's going to be disheartening is watching the Ravens probably celebrate a division championship, something we have not celebrated since 1989. But, oh, well, we'll get into more specifics about that and wrap up the season and talk about anything else besides Browns. If you want to go that route, Keith, I'm not opposed to that. Happy New Year to everybody out there.
I was thinking the same thing my damn self. I was like, well, we can talk about the Cavs, but we'll be quoted as disrespectful to the Browns. But think about it, they've been disrespectful to us this year. 3 and the Browns. Well, matter of fact, I might as well show off the little graphics for the last time this year. The Browns take on the Ravens today. The Browns at 3-13. They are in the basement in the AFC North. And the Ravens are 11-5. And with a win for the Ravens today, they clinch the AFC North. Now, the Ravens will clinch probably at most a third playoff spot. And the Browns, if everything goes right, can get the first pick in the draft if some things go as they may go. But it is what it is. It is what it is. It is what it is. Now, Ed, first, I'm just up here I'm up here sharing some things.
Okay.
I'm up here sharing the show and stuff like that. Ed, summarize your Brown season this year.
Well, from a fan standpoint, obviously very disappointing. Coming off a playoff appearance last year, getting Deshaun Watson healthy, starting the season, having a top, 5 to 10 defense coming back, Jim Schwartz second year, all signs pointed to a successful, at least a playoff season. And obviously when you're about to go 3-14, I'll say this, everything fell apart. Deshaun Watson fell apart. He got injured again. The offensive line, I think everybody on that offensive line was injured at one point in the season. And then you had the Amari Cooper trade because he wanted out. So there were some rumblings. It doesn't seem like this culture has been fixed. So there's, the snowball effect goes on with that. And then the defense, they couldn't stop anybody in critical situations. A lot like last year, but at least at home last year, they were willing to and able to stop people. This year, it just seemed like no matter where they played in critical times and critical downs, they couldn't get off the field. Now, there were obviously some successes this year, if we have to highlight a few. Myles Garrett, obviously, being a guy getting 14 sacks, first person since Reggie White or one of the people with Reggie White that,
for like 4 straight years.
Yeah, 4 straight. So, I mean, obviously there's some good there. Obviously Miles a couple of weeks ago came out and said that he doesn't want to rebuild. So obviously he's been talking to LeBron James. So obviously LeBron left Cleveland, not once, but twice. So obviously I don't know if that's a good thing when he says he talked to the king about the situation in Cleveland. I mean, it's great that he's friends with LeBron and LeBron has nothing but love for Cleveland. But I think from a player movement standpoint, I don't think that's a good thing. Denzel Ward, a Pro Bowl season, I think should have been an All-Pro season. So there were some individual performances, mostly on the defensive front. Nick Chubb coming back was a win. I think, with a healthy offseason, I think he can be a productive member moving forward still. But there were a lot of holes. There were a lot of stories of 2024, and none of them mostly good. Then you got the coaching. Is Kevin Stefanski the right guy? I think by all indications, the Haslams think that he is. Now, Andrew Berry, you talked about it earlier, getting a top 3, maybe potential number 1 pick overall. Do you trust him to actually be the one making that pick? So, the Mike Vrabel's situation was kind of weird. You brought him in, and now do we have an offensive line coach today in Baltimore? I don't know, because from what I'm hearing, he was doing some of that. He was doing some of everything. So many strange happenings with the Cleveland Browns this year. As a fan, it makes you wonder, do these people that get paid millions and millions of dollars and a billionaire owner, do they even know what's going on? And I think that's a frustration level. And then here's Keith, this is the kicker. In the Hugh Jackson era, the 1-31, the Browns were never an underdog of more than 13.5 points. Today in Baltimore, if you see some lines, it's 18.5 to 20 points.
20.5.
20 and a half. Okay, wow. It keeps climbing.
I ain't never seen no spread like that.
And I think that is in all indications that people around the league and us Browns fans realize that this season is a shit show, and it will end in Baltimore today, Keith.
I'm just going to say, I'm going to say a little bit.
Okay. Take the mic.
Check out first off, everybody. The chat lines are open. Feel free to holler at us. I know y'all got plenty to say and everything. And thank y'all for all y'all's chiming in for the season, to be honest. Thank you for all the fans. And like I said before, honestly, you fans are the real MVPs. Because I'm going to be honest, this is just... I think this is worse than 0-16 and 1-15. Because with 1-15, 0-16, we knew the team was bad.
Yeah.
We knew they were terrible. This year, if I can, this year, let me see if I got this on the thing, because some rocket scientists, some nappy-headed rocket scientists, I'm not going to say no names and everything, let me see if I got this here. Oh, that's keys to the game.
That's good-looking people. Two good-looking guys.
That's your AFC North.
Oh, geez.
Look at that. Cincinnati 11-6, Cleveland 10-7, Baltimore 10-7, Pittsburgh 9-8. Now let's see what my crazy ass predicted. I predicted this team to win the division. But you know what's crazy? Almost everything else I'm close.
Yeah.
The Browns messed up the curve.
Yeah.
They messed up the curve, period. I predicted them to go 12-5 and win the division. What, they're 3-13 and last, and probably maybe in a top 3 pick. And here's the thing. All these years when Jimmy has fired coaches and everything for a lot less and fired regimes for a lot less, now he wants to stand pat.
But the only difference, Keith, the only thing I got to say there is, in the offseason, he gave Andrew Berry and Kevin Stefanski those extensions. Now, usually when we fired people before, we didn't give them the extension because we knew they were going to be fired. So I'm just wondering if Kevin doesn't get that extension, which, look, hindsight, I wish he never got, things would be so much easier, I think. And I know he's got lots of money, Jimmy, but he's throwing a lot of it away on QB1 right now. But I don't know. I think that has a lot to play into it. I think he wants to be right about this one, and because he's been wrong about so many things, Keith.
He's wrong about this one. And I'm going to tell you like this. I'm going to be honest, Jimmy, and I'm going to say this, Jimmy, don't make the same mistake twice. Because you made this mistake back in 2018.
Yeah.
Same mistake.
Bringing
When the
Hugh
Browns
back.
went 0-16, you brought Hugh back. Where you should have fired him, sent him on his way. And usually don't nobody survive 0-16. And usually don't nobody survive 3-14. And the reason why I say don't nobody survive 3-14, you don't survive 3-14 when you have been coaching for 5 years. Your culture should be set. And then also, I'm bringing some tidbits to you. The years that the Browns did go to the playoffs, 2020, they had a last place schedule.
Yeah.
Last year, they had a last place schedule. But when they've been expected to ascend upon their risen, not ascend upon them rising, they have failed miserably. Miserably. And this is the culminative of everything right here.
Well, they're getting a first place or last place schedule next year, right?
So basically, we'll go 10-7.
Yeah, there you go.
And he'll
right?
get Coach of the Year again.
Nope, exactly.
I mean, in the playoff win, he wasn't on the sideline. All the guys you got rid of last year was on the sideline for the playoff win. And Andrew Berry, honestly, if I was Jimmy, I would clean house. I'm going to be honest. I would clean house. I would clean house. I would reset the deck, period. And if I was Jimmy, I would do a Dan Gilbert and have to go up to Detroit and talk to John Dorsey. And be like, look, moth bad. Last time I made a mistake.
I am so glad you mentioned the Cleveland Cavaliers because I put out a beautiful post last night. And I thought about you, Keith, when I put that out there because here's why. Meddling owners and Dan Gilbert. Now, I know we're going into Cavs talk here, thank God. But here's the thing. Dan Gilbert wanted Kenny Atkinson. I know you wanted Sam Cassell, you wanted Rajon Rondo, you wanted James Borrego. But he wanted Kenny Atkinson. I said I was fine with it, and it's turning out to be okay. It's okay to have a meddling owner. They just need to be right. They just need to be right.
Exactly, just need to be right. And you got to think, now, Dan doesn't really be too much involved in the day-to-day now.
No.
With the Cavs like he once was, where Kobe Altman got way more room to breathe than he would have had like when David Griffin was here and when Danny Ferry was here. Well, the Browns organization, needs to follow suit. If I was Jimmy Haslam, I would ride up to Detroit, talk to Mr. Dorsey and be like, look, I messed up, I screwed up. But look, I'm going to take me and D. Podesta, and we're going to be part of the Dome Committee. We're going to try to get the stadium built.
Yeah.
You, Dorsey, you be in charge, be the president of football operations. You can hire your own GM, your own coach. Everything football-wise, field-wise, that is your reign. And I will stay out of it.
See, I think rich people have a hard time when it comes to actually making amends when they make mistakes. Now, Dan Gilbert did a great job with LeBron, and he did a great job with, but that's Dan. He's a different cat. Jimmy doesn't seem like he's that guy. But here's the thing. They have Mike Vrabel. If you think about rebuilding and cleaning house, why did they let Mike Vrabel? I think he would have been the guy would have kept and let him build, let him get his GM, let him do it. And I think that would have been probably the best way to go. But to your point, I don't think that's obviously the way they're going to go because now Vrabel's interviewing with the Jets. He's going to take a head coaching job somewhere else.
Yes.
I think you let your best coach out.
And he's going to poach a couple of your assistants.
He's going to poach a couple of assistants. Exactly.
Yes. Yeah. And think about this also. Along with, I'm going to tell you the biggest indictment of the Browns' talent judging was last Sunday when the Browns played Miami. When Miami had Tyler Huntley as the quarterback.
Snoop!
Who was once with us And he played with the Ravens.
Yeah.
He
Took him to the playoffs.
took him to the playoffs. Was a
Was a
Pro
Pro Bowler.
Bowler, and
Yeah.
we cut him and kept the great, wonderful Mr. August himself, DTR. Now imagine how that looks now.
Well, to some on Brown's
Wow.
exit, it's a genius move because we're tanking anyways, and if you're gonna tank,
But yeah, okay. Now looking at it now, you're tanking now. But
yeah,
at that time in training camp, you were considered a playoff contender.
yeah.
So you would like to have your deck stacked. Think about this, Ed. You play spades, don't you?
Yeah, absolutely.
Now, if you had a whole hand full of spades, are you going to give me spades?
No. Well, I'm going to. Yeah, you know what I'm saying. Yeah, right. I'm going to play.
But are you just going to be like, here, Keith, you take these spades since you don't have any,
Right. No,
and
I'm keeping
and
my
I'll and I'll take the 10 of hearts or
No,
the jack of hearts
I'm going to be trumping here
or
every
the
time.
queen of hearts, and they never walk.
Right. They never walk. They never.
They
that's
never
right.
walk.
They never walk.
And that's my point exactly.
Yeah.
If you claim to have a playoff roster and you claim to be contending for a playoff spot, and you know that you had to start 5 quarterbacks last year, and QB1, nothing against Deshaun, but he's often injured,
Yes. Mhm.
and he's coming off a shoulder surgery.
Yep.
Common sense would have told you. And you also know Jameis has the interception problem. And if something happens to Jameis, you got Hundley.
Yeah, that would be nice insurance.
But instead, we had a 5th-round draft pick, DTR. It's Mr. August. Well, he's
Keith.
Mr. First week in August.
He went to school for 5 years. That's an indictment. Is that an indictment on our college for the kids out there? How do you would think that he would be mature and he could make rightful decisions. He didn't even know when passing or intentional grounding was.
But you know what? I'm not even going to blame this on DTR. A lot of it's on DTR. Don't get me wrong. But where is the development at?
That's my point. But here's the thing: Stefanski makes other quarterbacks look good.
Isn't Stefanski a quarterback whisperer?
But he is, Keith, when it comes to this. Flacco came in, looked good. Winston came in, could throw.
Flacco didn't need no coaching.
Okay, but
Jameis really didn't need no coaching.
Okay, but even the ones.
Only one he's made look good was Brissett.
Yeah, he made him look
You
good. Also,
really think about it.
Mullins, we had Mullins for 2 games. He made look good. So,
Yeah,
I don't know. DTR's been with Stefanski for this long, and he's gotten worse.
2 years, and he's gotten worse.
Yeah, I don't know. That's a strange
And you
one.
mean to tell me I'm not even in the locker room? But if you are presenting to Myles Garrett your plan, your plan for him to stay here and retire here, you're going to trust Barry making the picks, and you're going to trust that Stefanski develops whoever is the quarterback supposed to be, or whoever they draft. Because they're going to draft a quarterback this year. Now, it's a matter of whether they're going to draft one in the 1st round, 2nd round, 3rd round.
I don't. Here's the thing about that. Like, I think.
And you got to also think about it. What you sell to Miles
Yeah.
is also going to go to Petonio.
Yeah.
It's going to go down to Ward. And also Nick Chubb.
I think Batonio retires. I just have a feeling.
Petonio sounds like he just done.
Yeah, like he sounds like he's done.
He like, I'm good.
Yeah.
Y'all do whatever the hell y'all going to do.
Yeah.
And I mean, honestly, if it comes down to you having to trade Miles,
Well, that's the thing, and I mean, we'll get into the stadium or the dome talk, but I mean, I think it comes to a point where if you don't feel like the quarterback is this year, and I got a feeling that even next year, if you're not picking high enough and don't have the assets to go get said, Arch Manning or whoever the case might be, then maybe we need to really seriously think about making a 3-4 year rebuilding plan and doing it right this time and getting ready for that dome, because like there's quick fixes for this
And think
team.
about this with the Arch Manning. You really think the Manning's gonna let Arch Manning come to this shit show here?
Only if Peyton would want to be the GM, maybe. I don't know.
I'm just saying. You think?
I mean, if I'm a good dad, if I'm a good uncle, I'm a good whatever. No, the answer is no, Keith. No, the
Okay.
answer's no.
All right. All right.
Hell no.
There's
Hell no.
already talk. Even though they say it's refuted that
Right.
that Dion doesn't want Shador coming here, but we don't know that directly. We don't know that. But and honestly, if you're that confident in your coaching and player development, it really shouldn't matter. You just take a guy and get the guy.
I agree.
Get the guy, just say, this is going to be my guy. Whether it's Shador, whether it's Cam Ward, whether it's Jackson Dart. By the way, Jackson Dart looked good in the bowl game.
But Keith, who did he play? Who was he playing against?
I know. I
know. We get all like.
But he's in that conference, too. That conference I can't stand.
Yeah.
The SEC.
SEC football.
They all going down in flames, and Texas going down with next.
They're not even SEC. They're still Big 12.
Texas SEC. It's hard to realize that, but they are SEC.
Oh, I know. I was making a joke saying that there's no way they can still be.
Because I had a feeling that Notre Dame was going to come out victorious over Georgia.
Yeah, Georgia's offense is horrible.
That, and especially since they had the backup in there with no Carson Beck.
Yeah.
And Notre Dame is not the Notre Dame of 10 years ago.
No, they
used
got a little more
to get
punch.
bullied and beat up by teams like Georgia, Ohio State, and all them. Them dudes, they got a Big Ten coaching that team. So that team has a Big Ten mentality. Yes, we're talking about college football because our pro football situation is fucked. It's fucked. To be honest, it's fucked. Because what you want us to say? The Browns got a shot against Baltimore with Bailey Zappi?
They don't. They have no shot. They have no shot.
They have no chance. They have no Njoku, no Ford, no Denzel Ward.
What do you hope? Like, okay, so we're all gonna watch the game because we're all morons and we're all whatever.
We're all idiots.
Yeah, that's fine. That's
we're
fair.
All Browns. We're all Brown suckers for real.
So
for real.
Let's be real, and I think because I like Orlovsky is on the call. Louis Riddick, who might possibly become a GM candidate for Cleveland if they move Andrew Berry up to the president spot, which I like.
Whoa. Stop right there. What you say? They move who? What to what?
Andrew Berry to the president role, and then bring in a GM like a
now.
Louis Riddick.
Now is Jimmy and DePodesta just going to the Dome Committee?
I think there would be some different assignments for them. I think so. Yeah, I think.
Now, if they're going to the Dome Committee and have nothing to do with the football operations, and Louis Riddick is a football guy.
Yeah.
That probably could work because that's what they need.
They need
too much.
That's why you keep bringing up Dorsey. You keep saying go to Detroit and get Dorsey, but I'm just saying there's other viable candidates like a Louis Riddick.
That's true.
Bring in a football guy. Just get a football guy.
Get a football guy.
Yeah.
Get a football guy. And if from what the reports I've heard, and if you do plan on keeping Stefanski, you got to go with Stefanski's whim on who he wants as a quarterback.
I agree with that. I totally agree with that.
Because the way it seems, it's just been like, it's been Jimmy's idea, it's been Barry's idea, but I hear nothing from Kevin.
Yeah.
So, but
when you have a coach that's two-time coach of the year and has been with the Browns 5 years, which is the longest, like one of the longest tenured for Browns coaches, obviously in the recent memory in recent modern history, Shouldn't they be the face of the franchise? I feel like Kevin, like, stop being so passive. Like, when you think Steelers, you think Mike Tomlin. When you think of these, you think of Kevin Stefanski should be the guy for Cleveland. Whatever he says should
Yes.
go. Barry should get the pieces and parts that he wants. And I feel like Kevin, like, you need to assert and ascend yourself to that
Yeah.
face of the franchise. Because if you're going to go down with the ship, it might as well be with the way you want it to be.
Might as well go as the way you want it to be going. You know what I'm saying? Because it's like they just come up with ideas. Oh, we're gonna get rid of your offensive coordinator, but damn, Van Pelt ain't did a bad job. Oh, we're gonna get rid of him anyway. Tell him
Right.
that he's fired. Like what? And he offers no pushback.
Yeah.
No pushback. Oh, we're gonna get rid of. Well, the special teams was sucky anyway last year,
That
but
guy needs fired.
but
Yeah.
but this year compared to last year, oh my god.
Yeah, Bubba Ventrone, you need to go bye-bye.
Bubba might go with Vrabel though.
Okay, bye. Okay, I'll help pack.
Bubba might go with Brabo. You know what I'm
Okay.
saying? And
All right.
like I said, and honestly, the Browns need so you name a position on the field except for punter, the Browns need it.
Yeah,
Any position.
yeah.
Any position. Honestly, if you don't feel none of the two quarterbacks are worth your while in the first 3 picks, there's also Travis Hunter.
Yeah. Do you feel Travis Hunter in the NFL? Do you feel like he's obviously going to be a primary cornerback with some offensive plays? But I mean but you're drafting him to play shutdown corner essentially, correct?
Yes, yes,
Okay.
yes. But with a talent like that, and with our wide receiver room,
Yeah, no, he couldn't
Travis will
believe
be
me.
getting plenty of snaps.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna. Yeah, exactly right.
He will be getting plenty of action. Trust me,
Yeah.
because if you look at it, next year there will be no Elijah Moore. It's only going to be Jared Judy,
Yeah,
and you got Tillman.
yeah. Thrash. You got Thrash.
Raz, yeah,
Okay.
you got the rest. So
Right.
Travis Hunter would get plenty of snaps.
Yeah.
Plenty of snaps.
Well, he's a red zone weapon too, so that's
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. Because honestly, and if the Browns want to go like in the second or third round, but my thing is this: if Stefanski identifies Shador or Cam Ward as the guy,
Get
they
him.
got to go with it. They got to
Yep.
get him. Because think about this: last year, everybody had their reservations about Jaden Daniels.
Yeah. How's that working out?
The only sure shot they had, the only quarterback you had
Caleb
them
Williams.
talking about was Caleb Williams. And the way they had Caleb Williams hoisted up, that you already thought he had his Hall of Fame jacket on, and that
Yep.
Chicago was booked to the Super Bowl.
Right.
But Washington took Jaden Daniels.
Yeah.
Denver took Bo Nix.
Yeah.
Atlanta surprised everybody and took
Michael
Michael
Penix.
Penix.
Yeah.
So it's like you just gotta take the guy and you gotta coach him up and work with him.
I hate to say this. I mean, not hate to say this, but I know a lot of people in Cleveland only because he's a hometown guy, Medina-born Drew Aller. But do you think if Drew Aller was coming out, I mean, it makes it more interesting because then the Browns could trade down, probably pick up Aller and then pick up assets too. Because I think, but also too, like to your point, I do like Jackson Dart because like he is a prototypical big quarterback, AFC North,
Yeah.
big arm. That's why I kind of like Drew Aller, and I feel like the Browns
be
kind of are
honest-
looking for that quarterback that way.
To
and if
be
they can move
honest,
down.
if Aller was coming out this year, he would be one of the top 3
Yeah,
of
I
the
agree.
quarterbacks. He would be one of the top 3. Because the thing is, everybody's talking about Newsomeyer. Newsomeyer is coming back to school next year.
Yeah, he throws too many interceptions.
He's coming back to school. Drew Aller's coming back to school. The quarterback class next year is supposed to be a lot more superior than this one.
Yeah, but they say
But
that, Keith. Okay,
They
but
say
I
that
don't know.
every year, though. They say it every
Right.
year. But look, you got Jaden Daniels this year. Last year, you had C.J. Stroud,
Yeah.
and he was the second pick
Mhm.
at QB. I mean, you just got to get the guy, work with the guy, and see what happens.
Now, you at Cam Ward or Shador Sanders if he had a pick? If you had to, just
If I had to pick,
I'm a Cam Ward guy. Just letting you
I
know.
would say Shador would probably be more fitting in Stefanski's system.
Okay.
Honestly, Shador would fit in Stefanski's system, but Cam Ward will probably be more ready to play right away.
Okay. I've heard that. I have heard that. So.
Cam Ward would be ready to play right away.
Well, I mean, if you're going to draft somebody 1 or 2 or 3, whatever the case may be, I mean, like the learning curve is you got training camp, you got but week 1 you're starting. I'm sorry, like that's just the way they're
definitely going to be starting now because think about it, Deshaun's not going to be ready,
No.
and whoever you getting as a bridge, and who they going to get as a veteran backup.
Is it Kirk Cousins? Is Kirko finally coming? Oh, jeez.
Kirk Cousins couldn't do nothing with the talent that he got on Atlanta.
Yeah, but they're claiming the offense is different. That's not the Stefanski system will fix them and blah blah blah.
Dude, that offense is the same.
Just what they're saying on X.
That offense looked like a regular offense to me with Atlanta. If you really think about it, you had B. John Robinson, you had a running game. You got Drake London. You got, what's the other guy? You got Kadero Hodge, played for the Browns, by the way, who's all pro this year. And you got Pitts.
Yeah, I mean,
what's the problem?
Well, obviously, Kirk Cousins was the problem, obviously.
Okay.
That's why his ass got benched.
Plus, Kirk Cousins is be about 36 next year, 37.
Yeah.
Next year, it's like, come on now. It's like, we got to set the bar higher. I mean, got to set the bar higher.
Well, that's why I'm all for getting the young quarterback. Here's the thing, because next year, Keith, unless you're really, really going to tank again this year, you're not going to be picking in the top 3. Like and you feel like unless Arch Manning is probably going to be 1, Drew Aller 2, whatever the case may be next year, or whatever, you're not going to be able to get those guys. So if Shador and Cam are the 1 and 2 this year, you got to get them. Just like Washington went out and got Jaden Daniels.
That's it. You got to get him, and you got to coach him up.
Yep, exactly.
That's the key. You have to coach him up. You just can't sit there and just rely on his talent to pull you through. You got to coach him up.
I mean, they're all talented. Let's be real.
Yeah.
If you're going to be in the top 5, you're all talented. It's the coaching at the next level that makes the difference.
Exactly. Because think about this. You could pick a defensive tackle, number 1, 3, or whatever, or you could pick an offensive tackle, but they don't win games. I mean, I ain't going to say they don't win games, but
they're not going to turn it around.
They're not going to turn it around for you. Think about it.
Daniels
Joe Thomas, wasn't Joe Thomas number 3 pick for the Browns?
Yeah, well, how'd that work out playoff-wise?
We only had one 500 season with Joe Thomas. That was 2007.
Yeah.
We tried that with Cam Irvin and people and stuff in the past. How'd that work out?
We lived it, Keith. We know.
We tried it in 2015 with the greatest corner on earth, Justin Gilbert.
No,
and
Johnny he had
Manziel.
one pick six against Indianapolis. That was his highlight.
I didn't even realize he did that.
He did that. Yeah, I saw somebody put that on the other day. I forgot about that.
And the only reason nobody really sweated Gilbert was because Manziel was a train.
Exactly. Right.
Yeah. How did that work out?
0 for 2 in the first
Just
round.
get your guy and coach him up. That's it. Yeah. Get your guy, coach him up. And Kevin do deserve that right if you're going to keep him.
Yeah.
If he's been here, he's going to be going on his 6th year. You mean tell me he ain't got no say-so?
Well, I always feel the best organizations
are no pushback?
The GM and coach are in lockstep, but so is the coach and the quarterback.
Yes. What's up, Sean? How you doing, my man? What's going on with you?
Don't ruin your day, Sean. There's a game at 4:30. You might want to flip the channels. Don't ruin your day.
Exactly. Don't ruin your day. Don't ruin your day.
Warning. There's a game at 4:30 on ESPN ABC. Please,
Exactly. Oh, the game's on ABC today. Okay.
Yeah, ESPN. Yep.
Well, you know, it's a holiday. It's AFC North Day today.
Jeez. Well, yeah, the second game might be intriguing, Bengals and Steelers, but I don't
Yeah.
know. Yeah.
But if the Steelers ain't got nothing to play for, it'll probably be a Bengals game. And I'm be honest, the Bengals are the last team anybody wants to see in the playoffs.
Yeah, now the Bengals get in if the Broncos lose, correct?
Yeah, but they playing against KC second and third stringers. So.
Yeah, now they're double-digit point favorites too, which I still think I for some reason, Keith, I still think I know they're playing Carson Wentz at quarterback for the Chiefs, but I still think the Chiefs are going to make that a game. I really do.
Oh yeah, because Carson Wentz is capable.
Yeah,
He's capable of making it interesting. Now, whether he will or not, that's a whole different story.
Yeah, and I think the Broncos
capable.
remind me of a team that has they have the chokey chokes a little bit. I think a little bit.
But you know what thing I do like about this year? Sam Darnold legitimized what I wanted back in 2018.
Yeah, he did.
Because that was the guy I wanted originally. Watching those Cavs last night is much more than exactly. Shout out to the Cleveland Cavaliers. They went 4-0 on a West Coast trip.
4-0.
And won all the games by
double digits.
Figures. Yeah, double
Yeah.
figures.
Yeah.
Shout out to the Cavs. Evan Mobley. Whew.
Oh.
Good Lord. 34 points, 10 rebounds against Dallas.
Ooh.
Whew. Like I said, there's plenty of other good things to talk about besides the Browns. Right now, Cleveland State is playing today.
Oh, how are the Cleveland State Vikings doing? How are they doing?
They're 8-6. They're 8-6,
Okay.
and they're playing Indiana something today.
That one with like five names to it.
Yeah, it's like 5 or 6 names. Yeah, Cleveland. Shout out to the Vikings, the male Vikings and the female Vikings. Female Vikings are like 11-2.
Oh.
Yeah, they kicking ass and not taking no names.
Now, Keith, I know we're talking on the field Brown stuff. We'll keep it Browns related.
Yeah.
It is the name of the show. But so obviously I see this this past week, Daryl Ryder, 92.3 The Fan, getting into it a lot. But the thing is that so the Cleveland City Council and Mayor Justin Bibb decided to invoke the Modell law and stuff, and they're now they're fighting with the Haslam's, and now the Haslam's have officially purchased 176 acres of land in Brook Park. I just want to say this to anybody that's a city official in Cleveland: stop wasting taxpayers' money. The Browns are moving to Brook Park. You fucked up. You failed. You let it get this far. It's fucking over with. The Haslams have plenty of money and plenty of lawyers and will always win this. And everybody in Cleveland to this point, when the Haslams dropped those renderings, when that video came out of the Brook Park Dome,
That was it.
was over. It was over.
That was it.
It's over.
That was
People
it.
are sold. It's sold. With 2029,
they sold
it's
them.
Brook Park. Yeah, stop it, Cleveland City Council. Stop it, Mayor Justin Bibb. You lost. Move on.
You know what that is. That's the thing to save face. You know what I'm saying? Save face. And it's a money thing on top of that, too. But Cleveland dropped the ball because the Haslam's been saying that they wanted a dome stadium, a new stadium, since 2017.
For years.
I remember when that was the first thing D. Haslam said when she first spoke.
Yeah.
Was that she was in charge of the new stadium.
The news, right? Exactly right.
So, I mean, it's like, to me, and plus, it's not like that they're moving the team
to Baltimore.
To Baltimore, or they're moving the team to Richfield. The team is still in Cuyahoga County. It's only like 10, 12 minutes away, really.
It's
15 minutes away from the current location on the freeway. So, I mean, now, if they were smart, I would say this. You might want to team up with Jimmy.
I would agree.
Figure out a way to get the old stadium tore down.
Yep.
And figure out a way for Jimmy to be one of your prime investors in the
redevelopment of the lakefront.
In the redevelopment of the lakefront.
Absolutely. Partnership instead of, adversaries.
Exactly. It's like, come on. It's like.
The ship has sailed. They're going to Brook Park.
Everybody know that. Everybody knows that. I know that. It's a done deal. It's a done deal. And plus, like, You talking about that they didn't give y'all 6 months and all this? It's like,
No,
come on
stop. They
now.
gave you over a year. They were talking. I mean, it's not everybody knew they were doing it.
Everybody knew.
Yeah.
Everybody knew. And it's like, y'all can think of some other pressing needs to go on. And the way that, from what the way that I heard the financing is, they're not going
Mm.
to tax the citizens. They're going to tax the attendees, if you think about it.
Okay,
You know
well
what I'm
that
saying?
okay. Oh, okay.
They're going to tax the attendees. They're not going to tax the citizens or nothing like that.
But I always say
So,
this too. I like what you said about being in cooperation with Cleveland City Council, City of Cleveland, and the Haslams, because you're right. They're eventually going to move to Brook Park. You got that stadium; it's going to need to be torn down. Who's going to have the cost of that? But also the redevelopment and the lost revenue that they're going to have on Sundays, the 8 games
yes,
during the year, that could be made up with restaurants, hotels, some
yes,
redevelopment there. So
yes.
working with each other
Make
in
it,
cooperation, you could fix the problem permanently on a yearly basis.
yes, and you can make it an actual tourist attraction.
Yeah.
Make it a tourist
Oh
attraction
my gosh, Keith! Heaven forbid people get along. Heaven forbid people get
because you
along.
got to think about it. Because they're talking about it on the lakefront, but I don't think the lakefront is feasible.
They're not. They did the studies on even
Yeah,
there's some renderings that came out a couple months ago with a dome on that Burke Lake, but it would take 10 years. They were saying to clean it up and do
because
all
you got to
that. So
deal with the FAA on top of that too,
yeah, EPA,
and you got to
FAA, all
find another airport to
yeah,
replace that airport that you're closing.
yeah.
So,
So
and Jimmy ain't got that long. Jimmy only got 3 more years now.
I know. Yeah, right, right.
It's 2025 now. Think about it.
Yeah.
It is 2025, and it takes about 3 to 4 years, 3 to 5 years to build a stadium.
Exactly. And Jimmy's in his 70s now. Don't you think he wants to see it when he's like able to walk and talk? Like seriously, these guys are getting
Exactly.
older now. I mean,
Exactly. Now, like I said, if Jimmy and D. Podesta go off to the side and be part of the Dome Committee and leave the football operations alone, I'm all for it. But they can't run this team as is.
no, there's got to be definitely some shifting and some job responsibilities here and
Yes,
job
they can't
duties
run
and
it as
titles.
is. Like I said, I'm like, 'cause I don't trust Barry with the next draft. I don't.
Mm,
I don't trust Barry with the next draft, and I don't trust that Kevin is going to develop anybody.
yeah, well, that's the thing, though. If you don't,
So what is special about this Cavs team is they can beat you multiple ways. Not only they beat you, then destroy teams with double digits. I don't feel sorry either. I love it. You know what the Cavs team reminds me of?
the Golden State team.
Reminds me of the
Yep.
Golden State team. But the
Yep.
difference with the Cavs team is Donovan isn't the only one that can beat you.
Oh my gosh,
Cavs
I
got
saw
Cavs
Garland.
got
I saw. I'm sorry, Keith. I'm sorry. We had a little lag right there, but I saw Garland have the ball top of the key. He's dribbling against the big guy. He throws it a pass that I wish Watson could make, and they slam. I'm like the vision that they have. The Cavs, every player is unbelievable.
Yes, and the team is night and day from last year.
Coaching,
They're night and
coaching,
day coaching. Yes,
coaching.
and think about this: if the Browns got to learn from anybody, they can learn from the Cavs.
Yeah,
Because honestly, they could have ran it back with JB.
yeah.
Just being all jokes aside, they could have ran it back with JB. Now, Donovan would have re-signed, I doubt.
Mm,
but
mm.
they could have ran it back with JB. But they seen that they kind of outgrew JB.
Yeah, he got him to a certain level, but they needed that Phil Jackson thing. Yeah,
He got him to the club. He
yeah.
got him in the
You
club.
got him in
Matter
the
of fact,
club.
he got him in the club
Now
before.
they're getting bottle service, Keith. They're getting bottle service now.
Before they was wishing they can get in the club. They was just parking lot pimping.
Bourbon left.
They was parking lot pimping for JD got there,
Yep.
but he got him into the club, and they had progressed every year. They progressed every year, and think about it. Cavs decided to pivot, and look at them now. Casey's on the yes, they are.
That would be
And
one
they
hell of
play
a
on,
final. One hell of a finals right
yes,
there.
they play on national TV next
Shea
week.
Gildress Alexander and oh
Yes.
my gosh, yeah.
And I mean, and think about it, the difference with the Cavs also too. Last year, your two best players was Donovan Mitchell and Jared Allen.
I still think Jared Allen's one of them. Now he's so good.
Yeah, he is, but
So
Jared Allen now is your fourth best player.
yeah, but I was telling this to my son. I'm glad
Yeah.
you said that. He's probably the fourth best player, but he's the engine that makes it all go
Oh
still.
yeah, definitely. He's still
Yeah.
the guy, but
He's the
he's your
oil. He's
fourth
the
best,
oil.
yes.
Yeah.
He's your fourth best player, which that's how it should be and stuff like
Yep.
that. Because remember last year I said the Cavs development will be all on Garland and Mobley.
Yeah. And so far so good.
So far so good. Garland been lights out. And
Gosh, he's
Mobley's
so
been
good.
lights out.
Oh my gosh, so good. They're so
Yeah.
fun to watch.
Yes, they are. They very fun to watch.
You know.
Shit, we're gonna shift gears to college football
All
quick.
right.
Real
All right.
quick, as we already said, Notre Dame Notre Dame put
Penn
out
State.
Georgia.
Yep.
Penn State. Well, I kind of knew Penn State was gonna get at Boise.
I did. It's just a little too big of a mismatch when it comes to the size in the trenches, I think.
Yes, yes. And Penn State, like Notre Dame, they're physical.
Yep.
They're physical. And I just said, okay, they're going to get at Boise State. Now, the game that was interesting was the Texas Arizona State game.
Yeah. Tale of two halves right there.
Yeah. Now, let me ask you this. Would you have called that targeting call?
Okay, here's
Like-
the thing. Okay, it's funny because if you look at when the actual hit happens, it's targeting. Of course it is. But because of how the play happened and he just turned around and he's like in the vicinity, it's not to me targeting is I'm going to run up after you after 5 yards. I know I'm doing it. It's intentional. This was it was targeting in the fact that when their helmets hit, I get that. But he didn't mean to do that. He turned around.
No,
the guy
it was incidental. There. It was incidental contact.
It's incidental targeting, if you want to call it that. It should not have been a penalty. I think the referees made the right call.
And I'm also going to say this. Now, in the first quarter, it probably would have been a penalty. The second quarter, it probably would have been a penalty. The third, depending on how the game going, it might have been a penalty. But in the fourth quarter, with a minute left,
you can't call that. You
can't call. You can't call. It had to be something egregious,
right?
In order for that to get called, something egregious, and you're not gonna have the refs decide the ball game.
I mean, the defender literally turned around and then his like what was he supposed to do?
Right, and you're not gonna have the refs decide no football game like that anyway.
No, unless you're the Kansas City Chiefs that get it done every week.
And everything. But the Scatterboo dude is nice. He's nice.
He's a ball player.
He's nice. I think, honestly, Ohio State going to win the whole thing and forget about that Michigan loss.
I think that was the best thing. Sean, to your point, I think that was the best thing that happened to Ryan Day and Ohio State. They realized this. Ohio State players, yes, they lost to Michigan, but it was the coaching staff that lost the game with the play calling. I think Chip Kelly and Ryan Day revamped that. They said, you know what? We have the best team in America. We're going to play aggressive. We're going to play free. We're going to play loose. You saw that in Tennessee. You saw that against Oregon, and that's the Buckeyes moving forward. And you're right, Sean. If Ohio State just plays within Ohio State, they are the best team, and they should win the national championship.
Because you got to think, when they played Michigan, they tried to play like Michigan.
Yes, they tried to be tough. They tried to, we got to be tough. We got to be tough.
Oh, you got to play to your strength. Make them match up with you.
Yep. Speed to the outside.
Exactly. Speed to the outside. Make them cover those receivers.
Jeremiah Smith. Let's talk about him. Would he be the number 1 pick overall if he was coming out?
Yes.
I think so.
Yes. 6'4", 220 pounds.
He's Terrell Owens. He's Julio Jones. Yes. He's Terrell Owens. Yeah.
Reincarnated. Yeah. That's man.
He's-
Phew. Oh my God. Oregon didn't know what hit them.
Yeah.
And you know what's crazy? My son ain't spoke to me since.
Oh, well, he'll get over it.
Cause he gonna say, "You ain't ready. Y'all ain't ready. What y'all gonna do? Y'all ain't ready." I was okay. You gonna see tonight.
34-0 ready. We were ready.
Yeah. But you know, my son was basking in the glory hammer again. So you
Oh,
know,
okay. Okay. Okay.
it was
All
like
right.
whatever
Mm.
and everything. But like I said, then who was the in the 4 games? And I'm not a big Quinn Ewers fan.
I am not either. He can't the deep ball. He struggles with the deep ball, and that's in the NFL. If you can't throw the deep ball, you're going to have a tough time.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And don't look like he gets a lot on his throws either.
No, and it's kind of that sidearm Phillip Rivers, Bernie
Yeah,
Kosar kind of thing
yeah.
too.
And he's not. I don't
I
know,
don't
but
know. Is he a good
there's
college quarterback? Yes, he's a good
yeah,
college
he's a
quarterback.
good
Will
college
he trans?
quarterback, but in the with that transfer to the next level,
I'm not taking my chances. I'm not doing it.
he'll probably be a 4th round pick or something like that.
Yeah,
Third or
maybe
fourth round
third because
pick.
they're so thirsty in the NFL. They're so thirsty.
Yes. Taylor Gabriel will probably be a 3rd, 4th round pick.
Yeah, his stock went down. I
Yeah.
don't noodle arm. I don't know.
Size too, so you know.
Yeah, he's old.
Size too. Ohio State had
Now
they
Will
way with
Howard.
him.
Will Howard's, he's going to go down. I think as one of the if they win the national championship, one of the great college quarterbacks because to me he's like a Carson Beck. He's like a guy that knows how to run the system and a guy that I think he could be holding a clipboard in the NFL and hopefully never play. But he is smart. Well, that's the thing. Like I think you got to have realistic expectations. There's a lot of these college quarterbacks. They think just because they win a lot of games in college. No, if you're holding a clipboard and you're on an NFL roster, you're winning. You are a winner in life. Okay, you're a winner.
Oh man.
Kyle McCord. Now, what do you think Kyle McCord's going to do? He might get drafted in the second or third. I mean,
McCord. McCord's going to get drafted too.
yeah.
That dude was lighting people up.
I know he led the FBS in what was it? A lot of categories, and I was surprised.
Now let me ask you this real quick. Now, do you think OSU would have been better off with McCord or Will Howard?
No, Howard. I think they needed a fresh start. They needed no offense to Kyle McCord, but after the disappointing way that it ended, I think Will Howard is a guy that look at the way Jeremiah Smith talks about him. There's a different camaraderie between the wide receivers love him, and I just think that Ohio State they needed the fresh start going into 2024, and it's paying off now.
Yes. So we're gonna predict the college games also. As a special treat for you all, we're going to predict the college games and we're going to predict our 2 games today, even though we all know the fate of one. But we all know the fate of one. And I ain't even got the illustrations up or nothing like that. But, well, I do got the illustrations up for the other AFC North game because today is AFC North Day. But, far as, let me go here. Let's do this game first. Tonight, you got Cincinnati Bengals at 8-8 going up against the Pittsburgh Steelers at 10-6. And who you have?
I think the Bengals continue their nice comeback. They get the dub in Pittsburgh 27-24. Now, unfortunately, I don't know if it's going to do them any good if tomorrow's game in between Kansas City and Denver goes the way that we think it's going to go. But I do think Cincinnati's hopes stay alive for one more night. One more night. I think the Bengals get it done in Pittsburgh.
I'm going with Happy New Year to you too, Sean. I'm going with I'll go with Cincinnati. Will probably go ahead and win. They'll win 27-21.
Okay.
They'll win 27-21. I don't know if it's gonna mean anything.
Right, and that's essentially tomorrow might be their. But tonight they have one more hope. They go to bed tonight with hope that they make the playoffs.
And Sean has the Steelers pulling this off. Yeah,
it is in Pittsburgh. It is in Pittsburgh.
It is in Pittsburgh, and Pittsburgh might have something to play for if Baltimore
They need
loses.
to get their act together, Pittsburgh, too. Their offense lately.
They, Pittsburgh needs to win more than Cincinnati, believe
I
it or
kind of
not.
agree with that. I kind of agree with that.
You go into the postseason losing 4 straight.
They need to use Justin Fields more in the red zone.
You know what? I wonder why they stopped doing that. That's how they came back in the Cleveland game.
I
Was
know.
Justin
I
Fields.
know. I don't.
Now, would you take a flyer on Justin Fields next year if you was the Browns?
I would, but I don't think Kevin Stefanski will. I think they'll bring in a bridge more like a Kirk Cousins. But if they have a regime change, I would. I would if I was. I would want to at least kick the tires on it because he's such a dynamic player. But I don't know. It depends. If you say you got Cam Ward, I would bring in a Justin Fields to be the back. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, exactly.
Absolutely.
And Fields could be the bridge starter for the time being and
right.
stuff like that and everything.
Yep.
You know, but I don't know if Stefanski can coach those kind of quarterbacks.
I don't. I'm starting to wonder if he can just coach at all.
Which brings me to this game. The Cleveland Browns at the Baltimore Ravens on AFC North Day. Baltimore's a 20.5-point favorite. Woo.
They cover, Keith. They cover. Give me the Ravens. They cover. I don't know. The Ravens can pick the score. I think if the Ravens want to make it
covering.
No, the Ravens will cover.
Oh, I was about to say.
The Ravens cover. They can pick the score. If they want to make it 50-0, they can. If they want to, they're going to win the division today, and it's going to be a blowout.
Maybe they should just go with a running clock in the second half.
They probably should.
I got the Ravens winning.
Do they cover?
It ain't gonna even be close.
Okay.
That
answers that. That answers that.
It ain't even gonna be close at all. It's not even gonna be nowhere remotely close. Sean has the Ravens winning, which everybody has the Ravens winning. The old Cleveland.
Oh, what
Browns.
fun is that, Sean? Pick the Browns, Sean. Go with the
Browns. But we gonna go to the college. No. We got one more game I want to talk about.
Okay.
Which is Sunday night. Minnesota at Detroit.
Oh, the big one.
Yes, the big one that determines home field advantage in the NFC, or you'll be a wild card if you lose. Who you got here?
You know what? I know Detroit's banged up. Their defense is banged up. Minnesota's playing well, but Detroit went to San Francisco last week and showed that, they want this division. They want this championship this year. Something about the Motown Kitties. I think Detroit gets it done in a thrilling shootout, 38-32. Give me Detroit.
Yeah, Minnesota and Detroit, they're going to score well up in the 30s.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah.
Well up in the 30s, maybe 40s. You
Yeah.
know what I'm saying? Maybe 40s and stuff. And Detroit needs this win more so than Minnesota.
I would agree. Yep.
Because Minnesota can go next week. They can go to Tampa Bay, and they can go to Los Angeles and win. I got faith they could do that. I got Detroit winning 38-35.
Okay.
I got Detroit winning 38-35 to get home field advantage, and they get to rest up for a week, and then hope some people can come back.
Yeah.
Because they need them. Now, let's go to the college real quick in the playoff. You got
You go
Penn
Notre
State
Dame. Yeah,
and
Penn State,
Notre
Notre Dame.
Dame. Who you got?
What a classic!
Yes.
You were talking about Big Ten football because I consider Notre Dame Big Ten with Marcus Freeman as their coach. Somehow I think Notre Dame gets it done. Give me the Irish to make it to the national championship game.
This is where the fork in the road hits.
Okay, fair.
Notre Dame is going to have to throw the ball eventually.
Yeah, that's scary.
And I don't.
I know where you're going with this. I know.
Because they're going against Drew Aller this week. They ain't going against what's my guy name at Georgia?
Gunner something.
Yeah, Gunner Stockton. Yeah,
Gunner Stockton.
Yeah, Gunner Stockton. They're going against Drew Aller this week. I got Penn State winning 21-17.
Wow.
Advancing to the championship. Which brings us to the other semifinal. The Ohio State University travels down to Texas and takes on the Texas Longhorns.
Well,
Yeah,
it
we
is a
got.
home game for the Horns. I say horns down. Give me the Ohio State Buckeyes. OHIO. Buckeyes in a classic Cotton Bowl classic win. I think they'll win by 10. The Buckeyes, Notre Dame in the national championship, January 20th.
Okay. Okay, I got the Buckeyes, but I think the game's going to be closer than everybody thinks it is.
Okay.
I think the Buckeyes is going to win like 28-24.
Oh, Keith, I'm gonna have a heart attack that night.
Some reason I don't trust the fact that, you know what I'm saying, that people saying that we just going to annihilate Texas, because Texas got some talent.
I agree. I agree.
They got some talent. I say 28-24, but I think Ohio State going to pull it out in the end.
That's what I want to hear, Keith.
And they go to the championship against Big Ten rival Penn State.
Oh, jeez. Uh-oh. Okay.
Let's go Bucks.
Go Bucks.
But anyway, that's about our show. Was 4:30. None of y'all ain't watching any damn way as far as the Browns game.
My eyes hurt. Oh, what are you doing? Oh, I'm watching the Browns.
But I want to thank everybody who's chimed in during the season, supported us and everything and stuff like that. It's been a couple weeks you haven't been on, but shit, when your team is 3-14,
The Browns haven't been on either, so it doesn't matter. It's all good. It's all good.
You know, it is what it is and everything, but we like to thank y'all. Also, on Tuesdays, All About Sports 216 Sports Show will be coming on at 6 p.m. every Tuesday as I talk sports with y'all and everything. And we don't have to talk about the Browns. Damn, we only got to talk about them.
Don't ruin
for
the show, Keith. God.
2 minutes. I only got to get them a quickie of the Browns.
Right. Right.
That's it. That's it. The season's over and everything. Hopefully, the Browns figure they mess out because it will be an interesting off season. I would love to be a fly on the wall when they make their pitch to Miles. I'm just saying. What is you gonna tell the man?
I don't know. Please stay. LeBron didn't.
And Miles is part of Clutch Sports.
Yeah. Hmm?
So, hey, I don't know. I don't know, but like I said, unfortunately, it's been a disappointing season for the Browns. But hey, it hasn't been disappointing for us for serving y'all.
Undefeated, Keith. You were undefeated
Yes.
this year. I was undefeated. All
Yes.
About Sports 216, Cleveland Browns, pregame and postgame, undefeated.
Yes, and don't go by next year our predictions.
Yeah, don't do that. Don't.
Because we was dead motherfucking wrong. Dead wrong. 12-5. Oh my
the
God. The hell was I thinking? What was I thinking?
The Kool-Aid, the orange and brown Kool-Aid we were drinking.
That Kool-Aid.
It'll get you. A lot of sugar. Lots of sugar. Lots of sugar.
That wasn't sugar. That was
Oh,
cyanide.
wait.
That was in that Kool-Aid. and everything. Also, Happy New Year to everybody. May your 2025 be safe, prosperous, and well. And watch out for a lot more of us and stuff in the future and everything. Especially, well, the Browns coverage. We'll be talking about Guardians and stuff too, because the Guardians.
Cavs championship run. We got
Yes, Guardians done pissed me off. So, but with the Guardians, you know what? We can be mad. We be mad about the Guardians' moves, but by July we be talking about, oh well, that was cool.
Right, exactly. They always seem to, yeah.
But when you trade your Gold Glove shortstop and you trade your power hitting first baseman, that's a lot to have to get over.
Both underperforming though.
Yeah.
I mean, that's we maybe we got the best of them, and they know something, and they tend to always seem to do what the Browns don't do, and that's win.
That's true. That's definitely true. And we'll see what Manzardo do at first base along with Carlos Santana, and we'll
Yeah,
see what Brito does. Even though to
yeah.
me, I'd rather see Pisano. Ain't that Banzana?
Benzana, whatever
I'd
that
rather
is.
see Banzana. If he your number one prospect, you might as well bring him up.
Yeah,
Take off the
they said probably
Band-Aid.
by July. I think he'll probably June, July. Yeah.
You might as well start him in
You
April.
want him? Okay, opening day. Let's roll. Okay.
Start him in April, and what's the other guy name that's in center field? Delatier or
Chase DeLauder.
Chase Delauder? I want to see him too. If you talking about trading Blaine Thomas, you might as well
Yeah.
bring Delauder up.
All right. Okay, Keith. All right.
I
Okay.
mean, for real. Remember last year I said they should have brought. They might as well bring
Yeah.
Kenzie Noel up, and you
And
see
look how
what?
that worked out pretty
Yeah, it
well.
worked out pretty well for him. So
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
bring up Delauder and all that if you're gonna trade Blaine Thomas and all that stuff and everything. But for God's sakes, don't bring him up just to platoon him.
I know they got to play regular. Yeah.
Cause I do not want to see what's my guy name?
Oh, Slick Willie out in right field. Brennan.
No.
No. Okay.
He's
All
a
right.
fourth outfielder. I don't want to
You've
see
been saying
Miles.
that. Yeah.
I don't want to see Miles Straw either. So.
Oh, jeez. Please no.
I don't want to see Miles Straw either. I know Jose Ramirez like, what the hell?
Yeah. Yeah.
Wait a minute. But we'll see. But the thing is, with the Guardians is they can't play around because Kansas City and Detroit are
I
going
know they're
nowhere
getting
in this
good. I
division.
know.
And you also,
Minnesota's still there.
they always be lurking.
And
Every year. And we talk about they're going to be crap, and they always be lurking. And they always make a signing or something or an acquisition that, you know what I'm saying?
yeah.
So we'll see. We'll see. We will see. But anyway, it's been real for this football season. Thank God it's coming to an end. Thank
Yes.
God it's coming to an end. We might do a little stuff for the playoffs. You know.
Yeah. Yeah.
We might do some stuff for the
Stay
playoffs.
tuned. There's more to come.
Yeah, we might do some stuff for the playoffs. I ain't do no top 10 rankings because let's see. I can go off the top of my head. Kansas City is one.
Right. Kansas City, the same suspects: Detroit, Minnesota, Philadelphia. Yeah.
Kansas City is one. I have Minnesota 2, Minnesota 2, Buffalo 3,
That's right.
Detroit 4. Then after that, my mind gets jumped. Philadelphia 5,
Right.
Philadelphia 5, Baltimore 6,
Browns 32nd.
30, 35th.
Oh, 35th. Oh, damn. Damn. Got Ohio State ahead of them.
Right, you got Ohio State ahead of them. We got all the teams, the college teams,
College
that's
teams
still
ahead of
playing
them.
ahead of the Browns
That's
and
funny.
everything. Let me see who else. You got the. Let's see. I had Baltimore 6. Baltimore 6. Green Bay 7.
Yeah, I forgot about the Green Bay. Yeah.
Green Bay 7. 8 would probably be the Chargers.
Yeah, about to say.
9 would be the Rams.
What about Washington? They coming in anywhere?
No. You know what? You're right. 8 would be the Chargers. 9 would be Washington.
Okay.
And 10 would be the Rams.
Okay. Fair enough.
That'll be the top 10 for the final top 10 for the week and everything.
Sounds good.
Stuff like that, yes. But, hey, unfortunately, the Browns. Think about this. Last year, this time, I had the Browns in the top 10.
How the mighty have fallen.
Had the Browns and Dallas in the top 10.
Jeez, let's not even go. Keith, it's been rough for both.
Dallas
fans.
need to make changes, too.
Yeah.
Carney's cool, but it's time to let it go. And the thing with Kevin Stefanski is you keep doing the same thing. It's insanity.
Yeah. Up and down, up and down. Up
Because
and
I could see if he had 4 over 500 seasons, and maybe this year was an off year.
Right, but it's shit season, good year, shit season, good year. I mean, it's the same thing. So next year has to be a good season, right? Last place schedule.
If that's what right, exactly.
That's
But
what they do.
anyway, a lot will be going on in off season. But anyway, everybody enjoy the game. Don't overreact and everything because it's going to be ugly. Um, and thank you all for tuning in, your comments and chiming in and stuff. And plus, next season, we want more comments and stuff like that. We want more interaction from our fans and everything that's watching because y'all a big part of the show.
One final time, Keith. Go Browns!
Go Browns! All About Sports 216, Cleveland Browns pregame. There will not be no Cleveland Browns postgame. No. But we're out. Peace.
Go Brownies, here we go. Here we go Brownies, here we go. Here we go Brownies, here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go Brownies, here we go. Here we go Brownies, here we go. Here we go Brownies, here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Cleveland is the city and town, orange and brown. You know what's going down. We reppin' that dog pound. Fans going crazy. Dogs want a bone. Offense headed straight to the end zone. Ground game, pound game. This is our season. Now we need to stop. Let's go defense. Special team running back 6 for the score. Extra point good and the whole crowd roar. Here we go Brownies, here we go. Here we go Brownies, here we go. Here we go Brownies, here we go. Here we go. Here we go.